Okay. Oh, hey there, Miss Lisa.
I made it.
You made it.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay. I am so excited about this particular. What's going on? What's happening? I am so pumped. I have one of my most favorite human beings alive in this room, and I am so excited to for you guys to hear her story. She is such an inspiration to so many people on this team, including myself. And when we started these Zooms, we really just wanted to give you guys like everything. I mean, this is, inspirational content, but all the nitty gritty, all the ups and downs, all the things that happen with this business, and not to scare you or to make you like feel like you shouldn't do this or can't do this, but to persevere through all that to get to the other side, to be able to experience all the things and the blessings that this business has to offer by going through the mud. And so tonight's guest is one of those stories that is just so incredibly inspiring. And whether you just began in this business or you are like me who has been in forever, it's just so good to hear these kinds of things. When you are at leader status or whatever, or if you're not, I should say, and you look up to, say, a leader, you just assume that the journey to get there is cut dry, easy peasy, and there isn't, these roadblocks or these things that happen or these valleys in the business. And you just think that it just fell into their lap, right? And so I just really feel like it is so important to express these things to everybody, that we are all in this together. We all have unique, incredible journeys within this business if we keep going. And Lauren is just such a beautiful example of this. So I'm so excited to introduce you guys to her. So Lauren, do you want to go ahead and basically I just want to know, what was your life like prior to joining It Works? And then, just a little bit about that real quick.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a very kind introduction that you gave me there. I appreciate that. Okay. So if you don't know me, my name is Lauren Judd. I just hit Diamond, which I'm super excited about. But just a little bit about me before I joined. My husband and I are both teachers. And so we, I don't know, we thought we had it all worked out. We both got our degrees. We thought we were going to be great. And the same month that I found out that I was pregnant with Parker, which is my oldest, Ryan also found out that he had been cut from his position at his middle school. And so we thought we were going to be good. We had some savings, but if you've ever been through like a household of 3 on one income, it goes through your savings pretty quick. So looking from the outside in, it looked like we were doing fine. Like we weren't wanting for anything, it looked like, but we were just like drowning, trying to figure out how we were going to make our savings last long enough until he found something. So I, on Facebook, saw my sponsor posting about how she had just retired from her salon. And I was like, what the heck? Like, we graduated from college at the same time. Like, what's going on? Why is she so far ahead of me? Like, I got to figure out what she's doing. So I reached out to her. She drove up to my house like the next day, and I got started. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to post, how to talk to people, what to do. I immediately started like spamming Facebook with all kinds of just like It Works ads. It was insane. People were like, you're blowing up my Facebook. This is all I see. So I did pretty much everything wrong at the beginning. But it's okay. You can still be successful. You don't have to be perfect. And after I got started, I just kind of took my time. I didn't know what I was doing, so I think I let that stop me a lot. And I also was really nervous to like go to events and hang out with everybody, because I'm the kind of person, I'm a little quiet. If I don't know you, like it takes me a while to warm up to everybody. So I just kind of stayed away from it. And I think that was my first mistake. Like I think I needed to jump in with both feet. So I just was kind of half in, half out for a really long time. Like I've been in for 5.5 years. And I just really jumped in full speed ahead whenever I had my youngest daughter and I was on maternity leave. So yes, exactly, Chrissy. I had my daughter, my youngest, 3 years ago. And I, on maternity leave, decided like this was going to be it. I was going to go all in. I was going to start getting to events. I was going to start hanging out with everybody. And I was just going to have to like get over my nervous fear of like being around everybody. So I did. I started watching like every single YouTube video I could get my hands on, like Jade Hooper. I think I've seen all of her YouTube videos at least once. But I listened to them all the time. Like if I was in the shower, I would have my phone on with the YouTube video. Like I just decided I was going to learn every single thing I could. So from that point on, I was very consistent, like every single day, posting, messaging. And to be honest, I couldn't see it immediately paying off. Like I was waiting to start signing people and get the customers like everyone else was seeing. But even though I didn't see it at first, like I just kept doing it because that's what everyone said to do. So I did. And that's exactly how this promotion happened. Like this was being just super consistent for a long time. So that was a long version, but that was my story from there to here.
Okay, can you okay, so this is really I want to talk about, I guess, the dark horse story. You know, we talk about, you know, the story of a quitter never inspires anyone, right? So tell us a little bit about that, and really like what, like you could have quit, right? Everybody has freedom to make that decision when they join this business. You can either stay or you can go. You can make something of this, or you can go back to regular life. So what was it that made you stay and to keep going? And was it vision? Was it knowing exactly what you had your hands on? Was it a gut feeling? Was it faith? Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah. So I am super stubborn. Like if I start something, and I don't think I necessarily knew what I had my hands on, but I saw what other people were doing with it because I was reading all the stories and watching all the trainings, and like I knew what could be. So not only was I stubborn and I'm like, well, if I started this, I'm not quitting. And all these people who said, see, I told you this wasn't going to work. Like I am like a quiet person, but I want to show you up and make sure that you know that you're not right. I'm right. So I think just a combination of seeing what other people have done with this, and at the same time, like just in my head being like, I'm not quitting. So I can either be not happy with where I'm at in this business, or I can do something to change where I'm at in this business. And so I think that's when I got really consistent. I was like, okay, it's time to like just do it. Like I already decided I'm not going to quit. I'm seeing all these people promoting there. And this is from going to events. Like those people on the internet, whenever you see them online, you're like, oh, well, they're special, or they have something that I don't have. And then once you get to events, I think like seeing them out and about, not just on the stage or whatever, like you see them around and you can talk to them and they're just regular people. I think that's what made me keep going, is just knowing what they've done and that they're no different than I am.
Love that. very much. So currently, you reached this diamond promotion. This was a really big thing. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Kind of what you earned, what it felt like when you received that promotion, and just a little like encouraging word to anybody that is going after that promotion, because once you hit diamond and above, really, like, we call it the license to print money. So what does it feel like? How does it, can it like explain to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you didn't know, the diamond bonus is a $10,000 bonus. And I've been in here long enough to see a lot of bonuses come and go. And I think for a long time I was like, well, other people earn the bonuses. I don't earn a bonus. Like, I bet whenever I go diamond, like, there's not even going to be a bonus. I'll just go diamond and it's fine. Like, I'm excited to be diamond, but, like, I just kind of, and I hear people say this all the time, like, well, I just decided and then I went diamond. But it's not that you decided and then magic happens. It's that you, like, at the beginning of the month, I was like, okay, I'm tired of just sitting here and feeling like I'm working. And I get to a place and then, like, it doesn't happen. And then I work and it doesn't happen. And I'm like, oh man, like, why didn't I get there? So at the beginning of the month, I just was like, I'm going to get out. The past 3 years, I keep all of my potentials, customers and distributors, in like a planner. And so I have my planners for the past 3 years. And I just started from the beginning. And I didn't care if I hadn't talked to that person in 3 years. I messaged them and I asked them if they wanted to become a customer, and I asked them if they wanted to become a distributor. And it was just like following up and making the headway and seeing it happen. But it was just like, it was very relieving to finally get there, and knowing that I had followed up with people who I was scared to message those people. Like, I hadn't talked to them for 3 years. I hadn't followed up with them for at least a couple of years. But I didn't care. Like, I wanted to reach that promotion and get that bonus so bad that I didn't care if they said no. I didn't care if they blocked me. I didn't care if they, like, said, don't ever message me again, which people did. And that was fine. It didn't bother me because I had that vision of where I was going to be at the end of the month. And so that's kind of what kept me going. And then whenever I finally hit it, it was just like very, just like exciting and a relief, like a weight lifted off my shoulders because I'd finally gotten there. So that's kind of where I was at with promoting. So hopefully that answered your question.
Yes, it did. It was perfect. Okay, so for someone who is new in this business, do you have any tips for them based on what you've learned, your experience, your journey? Anything good, like a good nugget that you'd like to pass on?
Yeah. So I think probably my best, and again, like, I felt like I kept hearing this and I was like, okay, I get it, but I obviously didn't get it. But just being consistent. And I don't just mean like consistently posting. I mean consistently posting, consistently messaging people every day, even when no one messages you back. Even when someone's like comes back at you with some sort of response like that's a pyramid scheme, like, who cares? Keep messaging people because you're going to find the right people that belong on your team. So just consistently doing like all of the income producing activities every day, not just picking and choosing, but consistently doing all of them is my best advice. And it's something that I didn't do at the beginning. And I think that seeing where this could go and knowing that I have these people on my team who I'm leading, and I want to show them that they can do this. It doesn't, and I'm telling them, it doesn't matter what other people are saying. You just keep going. And I couldn't let it affect me anymore. So I would just say consistency, and have a vision so strong that if someone does say something to try to bring you down, that it just rolls right off your back and you don't worry about it, because you know that you're going to get to the person who you need to get to. And then, also I would say follow some leaders, like find people that you really like and try to kind of mimic their style until you get a feel for things on your own, and until you're comfortable. So following leaders and kind of like using their stuff to start posting and things like that. And then get to events, like make friends and get to events.
Brilliant. I love it. Okay. And then any advice for people like myself and Chrissy and a lot of other people on here who are veterans in this business, who have been around for a while, who may feel like, okay, this is never going to happen. This is, just feeling maybe discouraged, or like, all the things that we tend to feel if we've been doing this a long time, and, things happen. So,
I know.
what'd you say?
I said, I know. I know.
Yeah. All about it. So any advice or anything that you'd like to tell the person who's either listening right now or going to be listening later, who may be feeling that exact way, and maybe this is something that'll inspire the heck out of them to keep going. So any good little nugget?
I would say, just from my personal experience, like I said, I've been in 5.5 years, and just to keep going and not quit, because you're definitely not going to promote if you quit. So what's wrong with keeping on going? And also, just personal development is huge. Like, your mindset is huge. And again, I always heard people say it, but until I consistently was getting up early, like writing down my goals, writing down gratitude, it's whenever I got really consistent with that, that I think my mindset changed. And I think that helped change everything too. And just making sure that you're filling your mind with positivity. Like, if you're having a bad day, or if you're in a rut, like, you are the only one who can get you out of that. And so I would say personal development is key, and anything that fills your mind with positivity. And then the other thing is that you can't, like, you have to stop thinking about where you should be, and thinking, like, being discouraged because you're not where you should be, because you're going to eventually get there if you're consistent, but you're not going to get there if all you see is how far behind you are compared to everyone else. And there's no reason to compare yourself to anybody else anyway, because you're not in their shoes. You're not them. So you have to kind of do your own thing.
I call it staying in your own lane. This is what I've been visualizing, is just me in my own lane with blinders on, not focusing on the right or left or what is behind me, because that can just ruin everything. So just really staying in your lane and not focusing on what other people are doing, and just cheering everybody on and being excited and happy for them no matter what is happening in your personal business. I think is such a big, huge thing. I love it. Okay, Chris. Oh, one more thing I had written down. Sorry. Okay, so where do you foresee yourself in the next year? What are your plans, and what are you thinking?
In the next year, I would like to, I can't believe I'm saying this, but in my notebook every day, I've been writing down that I want to be triple by conference. So I'm just going to put it out there. I have an amazing team right now who they are just like on fire, which they help keep me on fire. I don't know, I think they inspire me to really keep going. Like, I can't slow down, because they deserve to be exactly where I am. And then even like sitting VIP with me, like I see all of that happening in the very near future. I don't know, triple for sure, but who knows? Like I just feel this is definitely a different feeling than I've had for a long time. I'll just say that.
There's like a energy and a vibe happening within this team that I have not felt in 2015.
Yeah,
Maybe
agreed.
that's my own personal feeling.
No, I
I don't
agree.
know, but I feel just like a re-energized, like excitement, fire. I'm like, when
Yeah.
like know that you're in the right place at the right time and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and that it's just it keeps coming in. You know what I mean? And I know that I'm not alone in that feeling. So, like, if you're watching this now or you're going to be watching this later, like, know that you guys are legit in the right place at the right time with the right people. Like, it wasn't an accident. And I don't know. I'm just like really excited about what's happening. So, all right, Miss Chrissy, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I actually, as you were interviewing Lauren here, I had two things that kind of popped in my mind here that I thought would be really good to touch base on. And I'm going to totally blindside Lauren with this. But I feel like at some point we all experience this in our journey, whether it's us going to executive or Ruby or to Diamond. There is something that we all kind of experience, and it's feeling like you're just doing this by yourself for so long. And I feel like Lauren and I have had this conversation so many times where she's like, I just feel like I'm doing this by myself. Like nobody's coming along with me. It's just me doing this. And it's a thought that comes into so many people's minds. And it's a message that I get so often of people saying, I'm just doing this on my own. My team isn't doing this with me. And Lauren is at a time right now where her team is just in such momentum, and it is seriously exploding, and I love watching it. But Lauren, can you kind of touch base on just going through that and how you kind of overcame that and kind of what it felt like to go through it too?
Yeah, that was not a question that you sent me earlier, but I will try to answer that. I have felt like for a long time that I felt like I was doing this by myself, and not to say that I wasn't continuing or like I wasn't growing my paycheck, because I was still able to do that, but it was just like a little frustrating. All right, it was a lot frustrating. Um, but at the same time, like in the back of my head, I'm like, I have to keep going because I know I'm gonna find someone. Like, and Chrissy would tell me, like, you just have to you'll find that person, you'll find that person. And I kept talking to people and I kept signing people up. And if they decided that they didn't want to do this, it was like, it was disheartening. And it was like, I almost wanted to be like, no, but you don't get it. You don't understand. Like, you can make money. Like, you have to be able to do this. I know you can make money with this. I'm making money with this. But if I spent all my time and energy trying to like get people to start back up again or do something with it or reach out to 5 people, like I don't have time to do anything else. So I just had to like sign people up, and if they caught the vision, they caught the vision, and if they didn't, they didn't. And I couldn't spend time on that because it was just like sucking the energy out of me. So I think just letting that go, like sign them up, train them, do everything you can to help them. But if they don't do anything with it, it's not your fault. And, you know, I pretty much train, or like I try to help people along. I do it the exact same way. And it just happens that you find that person who's going to get it and take off with it. And you're going to find people who don't get it and don't take off with it. And that's fine too. But you just kind of like, if they just want to be customers, you go with that. If they just want to order product, you just go with that. If they're needing to tell you they need to take a break and not work the business right now, you go with that. You just keep going.
I think that's perfect. And I think it's an important reminder for all of us to know that it's nothing within ourselves of what
No.
causes somebody of whether they're going to do this business or they're not. You can have person A and you can have person B, and you're going to be able to train them the exact same way. And person A might not ever even get off commission hold. And person B might go all the way to diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, presidential, and ambassador. And it's truly up to that person. But it is so hard to not just look inside yourself and be like, but what am I doing wrong as their leader? You're not. You're training them. You're giving them the steps. And people have so many resources at their fingertips right now. Like, it's truly up to them if they're going to do something with it. We're just here to show them those resources. So exactly what Alicia said. You find that ace. You flip through that stack of cards in the deck and you look through that ace. There's not 52 aces. There's only 4, but you might need to go through 30 cards to get that special ace. So I love that. Last question. This one's just going to be super easy for you. And what are you doing right now to work on personal development in yourself? Like, is it a book, an audiobook? What are you doing right now?
Right now I wake up super early. I try to wake up before my kids, but normally I have one sitting in my lap while I'm trying to have my alone time in the morning. But I have been reading a devotional every morning. I've been doing like a journaling sort of thing, like not necessarily like journaling, like writing out my thoughts or whatever, but I do write down my goals and my gratitude every morning. And then I try to listen to a podcast while I'm getting ready for work. And then I have been reading a book. And for me personally, and I think Alicia got it for me, but it's called Battlefield of the Mind. And it's crazy how every chapter I'm like, yep, I'm glad she touched on that, because that was one thing I was struggling with. So just trying to keep it fresh, though, just trying to do a few different things. But yeah.
Perfection. And I love that I've been able to see the shift happen within you from like the very beginning Lauren who didn't do the self-development to the Lauren today as a diamond leader who like is truly so passionate about self-development. So that's super exciting to be able to watch from outside looking in. So that is all I have for you. My TV just randomly turned on. Alicia, I know, very weird. Alicia, do you have anything that you want to ask Lauren or touch base or anything like that as your sponsor in the business? Let's see if she can.
Let me unmute myself. My pop socket just fell off, so if you saw my phone like tumble a second ago.
I'm like, oh,
I love it. I seriously, Lauren, I'm so stinking proud of you, and I'm so glad that people get to hear your story, because just like Ashley said earlier, the story of a quitter never inspired anybody, and you are the opposite of that. And it's been amazing to watch you just like truly grow into who you are and as a leader, and to see your team just growing. Like, I love it. So the one question that I have for you, and I think that everybody that's watching tonight can respect and appreciate, if you could just like give us a little bit of insight. Like, this doesn't happen by accident. You becoming a diamond and your team becoming a diamond team does not happen by accident. It happens with hard work. And you're busy. You have a full-time job. You are working. So if you could just kind of explain, like, how does this happen? Like, where are you working? Where does it fit into your life?
So I can say this because no one from school is on this Zoom, but the month that I promoted, I worked. Everyone at school knows already that I work this on my plan time. Like, they come in and I'm on my phone and I have my planner out and I'm writing down names or whatever. So I work during my plan time. I get up early and I kind of start my day with messaging people so that I can start having the responses roll in throughout the day, and then I can answer those during my plan time at school. The month I promoted, I did not eat lunch with anyone in the lounge. Like, I didn't really talk to anybody at school because I was in my room working. I was responding to messages and signing people up, like when I had classes, like in the back of the room, like on my phone. but then I would come home and the girls knew that whenever I came home, I would work. And whenever I got them to bed, I would work. I was following up with people like crazy. That was promotion month. I mean, I can't do that every month through the whole year, but I do make time. Like in the morning, I still get up early and I work. And then like during my planned time, I'll work. And whenever I get the kids to bed, I get back on and I message and I follow people and I interact with people. So I kind of spread it out now. But during that promotion month, I was like on it like nobody's business. Like, don't interrupt me. Don't try to talk to me because, you know, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to be on my phone worrying about whatever they're saying. I don't care what you guys have to say. Like, move on.
I love it. I love it. So it's one of the things that I love about this business is it doesn't matter what you do. We can fit it into the pockets of our day. And we truly do know like when our business is deserving of a burst. So like whenever you promoted, that was a true month of burst, but the seeds had been planted many months prior to.
Oh, yeah.
And those seeds could have never been sown if you didn't, or reaped if you didn't sow those seeds. So I love it. I'm just so stinking proud of you. And there's not a doubt in my mind that you will not be triple diamond, if not presidential before conference next year. Just saying. So I believe it.
I appreciate that.
Yes. Any, I don't know if Ashley has, I can't see Ash currently. I like to just end it with, if she doesn't have anything else, is she? Yes. Is she? Yes. No. Okay. I always like to ask you, because you knew that you were going to be on the Zoom, if there's just anything you want to tell everybody, if there's any inspiring words, any tips, any advice, anything you'd like to leave them with.
I would say the only thing, and I know I said it once, but like, I don't care what you have to do. If your husband doesn't want you to go, if your kids are screaming in the background, whatever you got to do, but get to events. Like, stay in the hotel room with the people that you don't know, because those people are going to become your best friend. Like, my favorite part of events is, I mean, I love the event part. I love the conference part. I love the panels. But like, my absolute favorite part is going to dinner before, or like getting drinks after with everybody, or just sitting around and listening to everyone's stories and inspiration. Like, that is my favorite part. And if you don't have that, like, you're never going to get that fire lit under you. So I think that that is what you need. If you are like really wanting to promote and really wanting to like go all in, you have to get to events and you have to like have that camaraderie with everybody to really light that fire. So that's all I got.
Absolutely. Any questions, Chris, Ash? Any questions in the chat? I can't see it. I'm on my phone.
Nope, you're good. Lauren, you seriously, you absolutely killed that. And I'm just super excited for you and your team and what's to come for 2019 and then the years honestly beyond this. There's just so much goodness about to explode.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all so much. That was perfect. And I'm going to stop the recording.